Alrighty guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I'm bringing you another one from Supergames. The only difference this time is I am almost entirely, actually I am entirely with my squad this whole time. So big shout out to Squatch Squad. And if you can go and look them up on YouTube. We're going to be putting up some content here really soon as we got some things in the pipeline. So we're just going to show a little bit of a montage. We're sitting here chronoing our guns. Keegan has a little bit of problems getting his T15 to work at first. And then we're out on the field. So I'll wait until we get into that, and I'll start doing a little bit of breakdown of what we did in this game.
Down a hill, up a hill. Yeah, I'm going this way, guys.
Alright, and here we go. We are entering through Jeagr Beach. We decided that we are going to try to hit that right side. It's the same side that we were fighting against in day one, so we wanted to be on the other side of it and see if we can't stop the progression into either the fort and or a way to flank to the fort and take over that objective in the DMZ. It was really cool. We could just kind of walk up to the shipping containers here. You can see Keegan in the background there. I believe we got Brandon, and we even got Knock Knock coming up behind us at some point there. You see me wearing the walkie-talkie, and we actually make really good use of those later on in the video. For big games, if you do go out as a squad, I really recommend having some walkie-talkies, even for like if you get out and you need to spawn back in, and coordinating, even if you know where they are and it's an easy place to get to, at least you can confirm that they're still there. So here we are, we're rolling up, we're starting to see what exactly we're going to do. Are we going to rush through the DMZ here, or are we just going to continue kind of making our way right? You see that I'm not really shooting at anything in particular. I'm just trying to lay down more paint. The biggest thing that I noticed when I was playing at Supergame was the amount of people there that had like autococker like guns, you know, that could just lay down a quarter hopper of paint in like 15 seconds, you know. And we had a couple of those guys on our team, but to strategically play against those guys, the best that you can do until you have those clear shots are just to lay down some extra cover for those people who might be able to just get in position and just start laying paint down range to get into their position while you're kind of sitting back waiting for something. At least that's what I've adopted so far with my MagFed playing. I was a little bit more aggressive. I've kind of toned that down. I'm going to get more aggressive coming up because I feel like I need to. But through the remainder of Supergame and the rest of the videos that I put out, you will see me kind of have more of a supporting role.
Bounce.
There's a hit. God, that was close. I don't know where that came from, because there's no way it could have come from inside, or like that front window of that shipping container. So that's why you hear me say, oh my God, that was a good shot. Because it must have just crept through one of those windows on the side there.
Fair enough.
I didn't want to take that guy's spot. I didn't want to take that guy's spot. I should clarify. I didn't want to take that guy's spot because I didn't know what was happening with the squad. I wanted to stick with my brother mostly, but I also wanted to stick with the rest of the Squatch Squad there, and kind of, like I said, push our way right.
Yo. Keegan.
So I call Keegan over here, kind of a little bit of teamwork. You see some of the team pushed into the fort there because it's right there. Brandon stays behind, and I'm looking at Keegan going, hey, I don't know if I can get those guys over there, but there's definitely some guys stuck in that, basically that same little house that you saw me play mostly in that first game. So he doesn't think he has the range either, so I just lay down a couple more shots. I'm hitting, I know that I'm hitting there, around there. I don't know if I'm actually getting inside the windows or if the drop is hitting just below him. So just to scare him a little bit, I shoot. So we make our way into the fort now. Now, in my first one, in my first video from Supergame, I did mention that this was the fort that we were fighting against. You can see that upper area. As I turn this corridor, they have like caution tape up. You hear a rep that's like right there saying somebody's out in their hopper or whatever. But that's what I was talking about. I got some clarification saying that I guess the guys that were up there playing, one of them fell through. And so they didn't want to be up there, although I'm right underneath where they were, and it doesn't look like there's any damage or anything falling through. Like I said, I'm not here to refute the evidence. I'm not here to say anything against it. It's just almost for that entire game, it seemed like they were up there, and then, you know, we get a chance to take that fort, and we're really, really looking forward to taking that top area, and all of a sudden it's closed off, and we're like, oh, of course, for us it would be, you know, just our luck. So I fire a couple more back over to that house, because I know that that's the house where like a lot of people, just like we did, would be holed up. Keegan and Brian, Knock Knock and Virgin Fingers are, sorry, Water Walker, are firing into the DMZ. I see a couple guys in there, but I'm really not sure if I can hit them, so I don't even try. I kind of just, I'm like, I'm not gonna waste it. I'm gonna go over here back to this right side and see what's going on. I ask them if they need smoke, because who doesn't want to throw a smoke grenade? So here I'm getting it ready. Dylan is another media guy. Him and Amnation were there helping film us. We actually didn't think he was in the game. It turns out he was kind of just over here the whole time. So he says he's going to get his GoPro out because he wants the killer shot of the you know, the smoke flying and stuff like that. So I hold off for just a little bit. My main purpose is I'm telling him I'm trying to get over to that house so that we can kind of shield that front-facing window. So we might be able to get over here to this right side in the woods and possibly flank them. We try to do that, at least I try to do that, and it does not work out so well, spoiler alert. So there I go, I throw it, I know I got it like right near him. I go to check on it. I don't show you in the scope cam because I don't actually really aim at them because I don't take a shot. I'm just kind of peeking over there to make sure I got it over there. And then I hear a ding. I'm like, I'm out of here. Somebody sees me. I don't know how they do, but they do. So I'm like, I'm just going to go over here. So we get back over here. We're trying to decide if we should put over to that side. This fort that you see with the black fort with the pillars on it, we're really not sure if somebody's in there or not. And then all of a sudden, don't know if it's here. No, it's a little bit later where we're still trying to decide if those guys are there, and then you just hear this ping. I'm like, yep, there's somebody definitely over there. So we decide then is a good time to make our push right after I throw more smoke because, hey, let's throw more smoke. It's a lot of fun. It is. I throw it relatively the same area. This one doesn't last as long, but I noticed for a quick moment for the Enola gaze, I think I touched about this in another video. The ones that I bought mainly at the event were like the WP40s or something like that, or W something 40s. And it says that they last for, I want to say 30 to 60 seconds or something like that. And they're really good. It was that first blue one, but you'll see me throw another one of those blue ones, and it kind of doesn't really last. At least not to build up the kind of smoke that you want. But the 2 times that I've thrown the twin vent smoke ones, those ones give a lot of smoke almost immediately. They don't last as long as the WP40s or whatever they're called. But I feel like the amount of smoke that it gives off for what you're trying to do right away, it's perfect. I do plan on getting more Enola Gay smoke bombs. They just seem to be the better choice than some of these other ones. And I'm actually going to get like the EG18s, like 10 of them, for the Fort Knox event. We'll see how that goes. That's going to be sometime in June, so that's going to be a couple weeks away. But so back to the game. We're checking out that fort because I'm telling him where I just blew the smoke. I feel like that's going to be who gets us out if we try to push right. So I fire off a couple over there just to scare him off a little bit, like, hey, get their attention over here. Then I'm going to run back over and make just a really dumb decision. So yeah, we're trying to figure out, hey, is he over here? Is he over here? And then ding. I'm like, yep, he is.
No. I think we got one guy in this culvert. Popping up.
Right there, yeah. I'm like, no, I'm out of here. Let's figure this out from a different way. So we get a couple shots downrange, and then we just decide to unload over on the base, just in case there's anybody over there. Keep their heads down. And then right about here, I think it's Ashton that just bolts it. And then I decide that while nobody's firing is a really great time to, follow him.
Oh, there's one over.
And almost immediately I pay for it right there. I took like 3 shots straight up the side, like right underneath the armpit, just like one right above the other. And I was like, yeah, I'm just out. So here I am back. I told you the importance of walkie-talkies, so I pull it out.
Cannabis 5-1 coming back in. Cannabis 5-1 coming back in.
So we start communicating. I tell somebody that we're at left base, but we're clearly at right base. I've been saying right all video too. We're clearly at right base. I just have it confused as if I'm telling it from our original spawn on the first day. At this point, I'm kind of mad. I want to pull out my pistol. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to pull both guns out and just Rambo this. But that's when I hear that somebody needs some ammo. So instead of exacting my revenge, I decided for the betterment of the team, I'm going to head back and try to help with this ammo situation. I also know that my brother's in there because he just called out on the radio, and it was where everybody else just was. So I decided to go back and help the squad out. So here's Brandon and Brian. He asked me if I need ammo. I told him it's not me. I'm still trying to figure out where our teammate is that needs it. So I'm just kind of looking around. I just got shot from there, so I'm kind of wary. I'm like, hey, is this guy around here? I don't know. You see me kind of shaking. The adrenaline's pumping. Both my guns out. Still, I really want to use my pistol. At this point, I had just gotten my FSC, just like the weekend just before this, and it was the first time using it, so I wanted to use almost any excuse I could to pull it out and fire off a few rounds and that sort of thing. So I find this hole, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty interestingly unique. And then I find this little just like cutout, and I look up, and here's Ryan. He says he needs ammo. He's trying to tell me like where all this stuff is so that I can like take his spot, but I'm like, no, wait, I know I can get you ammo. So I'm like, hold on. So I use the radio to call it to Brian. I'm like, hey, come to this cubby. I just crawled through it, and you can get him. And here's Brandon. Brandon was just next to Brian, so he followed me through, obviously.
building, there's a little crack. So behind it, hitting the crack. Straight ahead, blue building.
You get the ammo dump, hand it off to Ryan, and Squatch Squad is ready to go. So like I said, I'm trying to use this pistol. I don't know if I actually shot anybody out. I did see people, and I think I just shot off like 12 rounds with it, just to fire off a couple things. I also had first round rounds in there, first strike rounds, and I knew that those would fly a little bit better. Not maybe as far as they would if I was shooting it out of my M17, but I knew that I was close enough that I could probably get the range on them if I was firing at that house, or at that little cutout, or the one right next to it. So after that, I decided to I put it away. I think I fire off a couple more, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's empty. So I put it back. And then I just kind of go to town. Now, this next part gets a little controversial. I was asking my squad leader, Omega, about it. Because not right here, we just kind of volleyballs down because we see some red players kind of massing, and we want to kind of deter them from coming over here. So we just start firing and firing and firing. There's another guy that joins us that's not a part of the squad, and he is just, I can't even tell you how happy he was to be there. He was just shooting and laughing and saying he got people out. I couldn't confirm one way or another, but he was just happy. And paintball 101, don't mess with the bunkers, because then you'll be stuck like this for a couple minutes, like me. For a couple minutes, just having a terrible time being shot at while trying to kind of put this thing back together. It's awful. Just don't even attempt to modify or look behind stuff. Or if you see something that can move, it's probably not meant to. So don't mess with it.
Check the whole fucking corner up there. There you go. Fuck yeah.
Changing air.
Camp now. TJ's still in here.
Oh yeah!
But shortly after this, we fire off a couple rounds. We stop a push from starting to develop, I guess, or at least the other guy says he did. Again, I'm not sitting here trying to lay paint anywhere. I didn't bring pods that make me have 500 rounds on me. I only ever bring out, my 7 to 9 mags, and now plus my first strike. So I'm very kind of conservative with my ammo. And then all of a sudden, I'm sitting here trying to lay support and just fire when I can. And you'll see me just immediately start ducking because I look up, I see these guys kind of standing around off to the side of that house that I've been shooting at this whole time, and they're just standing there. And immediately upon them recognizing that I was looking at them, you just see me duck because they just start opening firing on us, or at least one of them does. So we look back over and I see that he's got yellow armbands on, and I'm like, okay, so this guy's a renegade. We were just playing with the renegades in the fort. I don't know if you saw. But this guy just starts unloading on us, so we start unloading back, and he's obviously hit. The one guy says he hit him. I hit him. I know I had to have hit him, especially when I went full auto for a full clip over, and I just drained it down range. But he didn't call out. There's a ref. The guy said right next to him. I think I saw him. And again, my squad leader Omega said that he got word from somebody saying that somebody had like slipped and fallen, or ran through some smoke and hit a wall again, or something like that, and was just a little winded. And 100%, you know, you should be taking care of that. Although, if you're trying to like cover for someone, or trying to be like, hey, don't shoot over here, maybe you shouldn't start by firing at people who aren't firing at you to begin with. It was just a little strange, and it actually kind of made me mad enough that I just stopped the game. I had heard over the radio that my brother was heading back to base anyway, so we were going to get ready for the battle for the DMZ at the end of that game, and as you could see, people were still like in Darkwood and stuff like that in this game. So I think there's still one more game that I have to edit from this game, or from this day, and that's after like this whole fiasco. We actually got back to camp and asked him about it, and I was like, I don't know. So after that, we just kind of let it go, and we got back to paintball. Just a heads up, if you're trying not to get shot, you probably shouldn't shoot at other people first. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this game. I'll let you enjoy the rest of it. I know it's been a pretty long one. This one, I think, caps out at like 25 minutes and 10 seconds or something like that. If you've managed to make it this far, thank you so much. I really appreciate the viewership, and you taking the time to look at the work that I've put into doing these videos and that sort of thing. So again, I appreciate it. All the views and shares and subscribes and all that other stuff will eventually really help me and my brother, not only on our journey through paintball, but also with his journey with weight, and also help our squad, the Squatch Squad. Look them up. We're going to have some content coming your way here pretty soon from them as well. So again, thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of the video.
There's a bunch of guys. It's right here. We gotta lob them though. You might be able to get in there. See? Across on the, right there. On the other side of DMZ right there. We got our buddy here, and then over him. See?
Yeah. Well, I know we got a few members on our team.
Oh, there's quite a bit of DMZ right here. There's quite a bit of DMZ right here. Fuck this box killer. Got that guy.
Knock getting here.
Spot it. Oh, killer, man. Fuck. I didn't even know the spot was here. I don't know what's here now.
Shit, hey, right over here.
Right here, just standing here.
Yeah. There's no way I didn't get that guy.
Just standing there taking them.
Why is he doing that?
I don't know. The rest should call him out. He's standing there. That guy's got a good person in here.
Jesus. You know what? I'm out of paint, man.
Artillery squad.
I hit those fucking guys, man. But, man, what's your call sign? Cannabis +1 returning to base.